the channel, our Jakks Classic Superstars videos continue with another case of, is it a Classic Superstars or not?
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another case of, is it a Jakks Classic Superstar or is it not? A little bit off the road from our normal Jakks Classic Superstars videos, but I forgot to do these videos, and we got another one coming at you after this one, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff everybody tells you to. As you guys know, for over 2 years, we've had a weekly Jakks Classic Superstars video here on the channel. But today, these are always fun. It's where I ask you, and we kind of try to figure it out, and I give my verdict, whether these figures here today are Jakks Classic Superstars figures or not. So very intriguing. I could see arguments for both on most of these, and we'll see where we'll net out. We've done this one time in the past, and like I said, we got a couple more of these to do, and I figured now would be the perfect time to do those. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Let's talk about some of these ones, and let's find out a verdict on them. So we're going to start right here with the Undertaker. Now, WWE Shop, towards the end of the Mattel days, Jakks days, how about? And let me look at the date on this one again. I'm sure it's not 2007, so it wasn't quite the end of the road here. But we did get an Undertaker figure as a Shop Zone exclusive. These box sets, the majority of the time, were Shop Zone exclusives, and that's what this Undertaker was, of course. Not a lot of difference from this Undertaker in the Ruthless Aggression line. We got many similar Undertakers over the years. The biggest difference here, of course, is the soft goods jacket that is more akin to the Classic Superstars line. Now, this Undertaker, like I said, rehashed from the Ruthless Aggression line, was a WWE Shop exclusive. I'm looking at the packaging here. WWE Shop exclusive, The Undertaker. Undertaker on the side, WWE logo, glamour shot. On the side here, Undertaker. The Undertaker autograph, WWE logo once again. Undertaker on the very top with the exclusive logo. We do get a blurb on the back. Gonna read the blurb on this one. Let's see what it says. 6'10", the tail of the tape first, of course. 305 pounds, from Death Valley. Unseasonably warm this time of year, as we all know. Signature move, chokeslam, tombstone, last ride. Career highlights, WWE Champion, World Tag Team Champion, WCW Tag Team Champion, Hardcore Champion, WWE debut, November 22nd, 1990. From the moment of his signature gong fills the air, WWE fans are captivated by Undertaker's mere presence. The dead man from Death Valley is usually a man of few words, but can often intimidate even the toughest WWE superstars with one glance. His somber persona has been a terrifying trademark of WWE for over 15 years, and no list of WWE all-time greats can be considered complete without The Undertaker. So I don't think there's any argument that he is a Classic Superstar. There's no argument we've seen this coat before in Classic Superstars. But what is missing here for me is that the tape is on here, the blurb is on here, but where is the cross-sell? There is no cross-sell that's possibly promoting Classic Superstars. We're not promoting anything here. And then, of course, we are missing the Jakks Classic Superstars logo. So for me, on this one, it's an easy verdict. This does not count as a Jakks Classic Superstar. I think a lot of you guys, probably 100% of you guys, 50% of the time, might agree with this. We'll see if that happens. But I'm giving my verdict. It is not a Classic Superstar. Now we turn our attention to Val Venis, a very similar exclusive, of course. Limited edition one, of course. Now we did get a Val Venis in the Classic Superstars series, as we all remember, of course. Now this is a different version of Val Venis. A shorter-haired Val Venis, of course. We all remember his right to censor time, his return to the Val Venis gimmick, things like that. But we do get one here in a box set. He does got a towel, a very classic Val Venis. To me, didn't feel classic at the time, but like almost all Classic Superstars, after so many years have passed, everybody that's in there feels like a Classic Superstar, and I do think that's one of the beauties of the line. Now, is this a Classic Superstar Val Venis? Different packaging. It doesn't really look like Classic Superstars packaging, right? We got the glamour shot, WWE logo, limited edition. Of course, the big window boxes we've seen before. Nothing fun on the top there. Val Venis on the side. Val Venis on the other side. But the back is where things get interesting. What do we got going on here? We're promoting WWE Classic Superstars Series 5. We're supporting the Classic Superstars ring, of course. We're promoting classic title belts from Jakks. So it's all classic superstars on the back of this. Now, there is no Classic Superstars logo on this box. So to a lot of people say if there's no Classic Superstars logo, it is not Classic Superstars. And I totally get that as well. But on the back here, we're promoting only Classic Superstars. So you think it makes it seem like we are promoting Classic Superstars in a Classic Superstars package. I don't know. You guys tell me your verdict on this one down below. This is a tough one for me, but knowing Jakks, and of course everybody always says, that's so Jakks. I get it. They've warranted that a few times. I think they do get dogged on a lot more than they should, honestly. But for me, I'm going to say this is not, but just barely. It's barely not a Classic Superstar. It doesn't have the Classic Superstars logo anywhere on the front of the package, anything like that. So I'm going to have to say no, but just barely. But I could see, and I'm not going to argue with anybody that says, yes, it's Classics, because they're just promoting the Classic Superstars back here. So it's very, very interesting one. It could go either way, like most of these could, but I'm going to say no. So we're 0 for 2 on these two. Now we turn our attention to another WWE shop. We're seeing a theme here. A little WWE shop exclusive. Of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin. No stranger to the Jakks Ruthless Aggression line. No stranger to the Jakks Classic Superstars line. Much like the Undertaker, of course. But beautiful Stone Cold here. Very similar to his Classic Superstars figure, but we get the soft goods vest right here. I believe it's possibly even the same vest we saw with his Deluxe Classic Superstar. But once again, you get the WWE logo. Big window box. Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course. WWE shop exclusive, little glamour shot action right there. And you turn to the side, you get WWE Stone Cold Steve Austin. Same thing at the very top and on the side. And then, of course, the back, you get the old tail of the tape right there. We'll read all this about old Stone Cold Steve Austin. But before we get to it, you know what? What are you going to say? Is it classic or not? We have no cross sells going on back here. None of that stuff. But what makes this, in my opinion, a Classic Superstars figure, look at right there, WWE Classic Superstars logo. On the top, Classic Superstars logo. I gotta say, it's a Classic Superstars figure. It's got the insignia. It's got it on the side. It's got it all over the place. So, to me, there's no doubt in my mind this is a Jakks Classic Superstars figure. Now, you see a lot of checklists for Jakks Classic Superstars. Do I have them all? I'm working my checklist. You don't see things like this on that checklist. Maybe it's because people are saying, well, it's not in the formal Classic Superstars packaging. Well, yeah, you could say that, but people count the Dusty Rhodes Pro figures. They count that Hulk Hogan Bash at the Beach Pro figures. So if you're counting those, to me, you definitely have to count this. It has the Classic Superstars logo on it. There's no doubt in my mind. So like I said, a sleeper one, and a lot of people say I have a complete Classic Superstars collection. Well, do you have this one? That's what you got to ask yourself. But we'll read the back real quick. Height 6'2", 255 pounds. From Victoria, Texas. Some of the best barbecue in the land down there in Victoria. Signature move, Stone Cold Stunner. Debuted 1991 for the WWE. Not quite. WWE shop exclusive once again. Besides being one of the most popular, dangerous, and rebellious superstars in the history of WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin is also a 6-time WWE champion, the only 3-time Royal Rumble match winner and King of the Ring winner, among many other distinctions. He has also won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania on 3 separate occasions, so good for old Stone Cold there. And like I said, this one, I'm giving the verdict, Classic Superstar. Not Classic Superstars, Classic Superstars. So there you go on the Stone Cold. Now we turn our attention to the next one. LWO version of Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, one of the most popular performers of all time, as we know. Recently, we just did a top 10 Eddie Guerrero countdown on the channel, so check out that video if you possibly missed that one. But very, very cool. Once again, WWE shop exclusive, but beautiful colors to this one. A lot of colorizations and different colors with the green and the white and the red on here, representing the LWO, of course. But there's old Eddie Guerrero. It's not a ton of meat on the bone. We've seen Eddie a lot in the RAs and, of course, the Jakks Classics. But this one definitely looks different as head sculpt-wise. And then the soft goods. The added soft goods is really awesome here. WWE shop exclusive, Eddie Guerrero, I should say. WWE logo, all that fun stuff. You got Eddie Guerrero on the side, of course. You got Eddie on this side, and I should have said Guerrero on this side. And then LWO logo, which looks cool. Warnings, all that kind of fun stuff. But then on the back and on the top is where the magic happens. Look at that. Classic Superstars. Classic Superstars. So to me, once again, 100% a Jakks Classic Superstars figure. And this one I remember. I ordered all these, but this is the only one I actually remember ordering back in the day. And this was probably at the end of the run, 2008. And I remember this coming up on WWE Shop, and I remember looking at it. I'm like, uh-oh, is it going to be Classic? Is it going to be Classic? I saw the logo, and I immediately said, well, I'm getting all the Classics. Has the logo. I have to pick it up. And that's the one thing. And much like this Stone Cold, a lot of people forget about this. This Eddie Guerrero is very forgotten about when people are trying to complete their Classics line. So a lot of stuff here that people are forgetting about as time goes on, and I'm trying to bring attention to it. Bringing it back to the masses, I guess you'd say. But this one definitely good. On the back, no blurb going on, but we do got a little tail of the tape. 5'8", 220 pounds. Signature move, the old frog splash, and the lasso from El Paso. A very good Eddie Guerrero figure, too, I should mention. I really do like this one. He seems a little bit big, but possibly one of the best Eddie Guerrero figures. And check out that top 10. You might even see this one make an appearance out there. But for me and my verdict, I'm saying Stone Cold Classic Superstar, Eddie Guerrero Classic Superstar. Val Venus is close, but not a Classic Superstar. And Undertaker, definitely not a Classic Superstar in my book. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land, you Classic Superstars experts, you guys that have joined the journey over the last 2 years here? Because if you've been watching these videos, guess what? You're a Classic expert as well. I'm counting it in my book. But let me know your thoughts on each one of these. Do you count them or don't you count them? And maybe if you have a differing opinion of mine, maybe you should put it down there in the comments and tell me the reasons why on your opinion. So sound off in the comments below. Let yourself be heard. And then, of course, you've made it this far. You might as well like this video. You might as well subscribe to the channel. You might as well hit the old notification bell because you don't want to miss a Jakks Classic Superstars video or any other video here on the channel. As you guys know, we got multiple videos every single day. The hardest working man in YouTube. I'm like the young James Brown is what I'm like. Somebody should come up here and give me the cape every once in a while. It would be a great one to do on a video one of these days. Maybe we'll make that happen. We'll see. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. Of course, don't forget about the Patreon where you can get this video, many other videos much, much earlier. Bonus content, exclusive content, and don't forget the old giveaways over there on Patreon, so a lot of fun to be had. And best of all, you support content like this and you support the channel. And then, of course, you can hit me up on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for another game of Is It a Classic Superstar, I'm Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.